I can use it. There are builders right outside my room. They were sawing something earlier. I'm not gonna risk it for a biscuit. Do you mind if I just film this video in here? Because, I mean, as far as framing shots go, this is probably one of my favourite. Basically, me and the plants. I was discussing with Mum how many plants I would need before I could do a dedicated plant video. I think maybe a few more. Like a Sebastian. Anyway, hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, this is Andy, this is Melody, and this is Sebastian. They're my plant babies. I love them, they're amazing. Anyway, so in this video I'm quickly gonna like discuss, oh no, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone horribly wrong. Oh my gosh, do you guys like my mug? Guess where you can get it. Shameless self-promo. Anyway, so today I'm just gonna quickly talk you through like why and how I chose to do my degree, because far too many people have no idea what comp lit is. How do I know this? Because every single time I tell someone I do comp lit, they go, oh wow, and there's a pause. What's that? Nobody seems to know what it is. Quite self-explanatory. It is comparative literature. So it's not English literature, it's not French literature, it's all of the literatures that one compares. The sound effects to today's video are contributed by Mum trying very quietly to fold my little brother's washing. Thanks, Mum. A star. I chose comp lit having actually never heard of it. I knew that I wanted to do English lit. For A-level, I chose French, biology, and English. There's a very limited number of things you can do with that combination. I had no idea enough sciences to be able to do anything biology. I did it because I really enjoyed it and I was good at it. My French was mediocre at best. It's got better, but I really always enjoyed reading things. I loved reading specifically literature that wasn't English. Like, I've never had that much of an affinity for things written in English apart from 18th century things. I'm very, very specific about that. I really loved French literature. I knew that was kind of the path I wanted to go down. I knew that I didn't want to do English literature, but essentially that was the only thing I was qualified to do, if that makes sense. So I was kind of like a little worried about that. Didn't really know if there was anything out there that I could actually do and not like feel brain dead doing. Oh, it's a jumper over Adam. You like that one. So as you do when you're in like September of your last year of sixth form is the whole UCAS thing. I'm scrolling through and I spent so many hours, and I mean so many hours, just scrolling through like all of the UCAS degrees. So many. At the time there were 2 degrees that I saw. Did you know? I remember, it wasn't me. There were only 2 places that seemed to do, there are only 2 places really that did comparative literature at the university that I'm at. When this video comes out, it's not going to be branded with my uni, but by the time I graduate, don't worry, Mum always gets emoji'd out anyway. But essentially very, very few places did comparative lit. And yeah, once I'm no longer being taught at my uni, I'm going to brand everything with my university, you know, just so it's like, you know, you can do the thing. Anyway, so it was them and Queen Mary's, but I actually saw did comp lit. I saw that UCL did comp lit a lot like too late after everyone had applied, so I couldn't apply to them, which is really annoying. I never saw it on UCAS at the time, which is unbelievable. Like, I don't understand how I could have missed it, but it genuinely wasn't there. So I was looking at like French studies mainly. I applied for that, but I never put that down as my like firm. So I knew that I didn't want to do English lit. And then I discovered comp lit, scrolling through UCAS. It was amazing because the way they like sold it, the like taglines and stuff were like 12 continents, not 12 continents. Doing really great. 12 languages, 2,500 years, 5 continents, all of the literature. Okay, first of all, is it all 5 continents? How many continents are there? Oh my god. Besides Antarctica, I have studied literature from every single continent, now that I think about it, which is quite cool. But like Asia, barely. And everything is very Eurocentric. Everything does have a very Eurocentric point of view, which I think is flawed, but they sort of, I guess, lived up to their promise. Either way, I found that really exciting. In our 3rd year, we would be able to go abroad for a term. I didn't get to. Some people in my course did. They went to like Sydney and other places, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I really wanted to go to Paris, but apparently the places that we would be allocated were also ones the French students could have, and they got priority, meaning I didn't get to go, which I think is a total BS in terms of the system, but you know, I guess it is what it is. But essentially the reason I chose Comp Lit was also I played the numbers a bit. In the prospectus from my university, they said how many people got offered a place per applicant. For Comp Lit, 1 in 3 people would get a place. For English Lit, it was 1 in 6. So very, very few people actually applied to do Comp Lit. And I was actually really, really stressed about my A-level results. In the end, I was right to be because, I don't want to talk about it. But the day before I got my results, I looked through clearing, which courses would apparently be on clearing, and comparative literature was in there. So if Comp Lit was something you could have got through clearing, I was kind of hoping that that meant that even if I completely tanked my marks, I would be fine, and I was, so they accepted me even though I didn't get the grades that I was meant to, which is like, thank you. And actually a lot of people on my course, very few people chose to do Comp Lit. A lot of people are actually English Lit rejects. Not that I would say rejects, that's kind of mean, but like, a lot of people originally applied to do English Lit and ended up on Comp Lit. Very few people that I know chose to do it. It is sad, but I think it's mainly to do with the fact that people don't know what Comp Lit is. Comp Lit is a very American degree, which I'll learn later, but it is an American degree that like is very normal there, but like we never heard of it. We didn't know what it was. I like it because it gives you the freedom to study everything that you want to, and also to be able to justify the fact that yeah, there are links between all this literature and everything circulates and blah, blah, blah. And I like that way of seeing the world, and I like that way of seeing literature. I mean, yeah, the English romantics are fine, but are you not going to discuss the fact that they all fucked off to Italy? Like, hello, Byron is like all over the place, and then you get not Foscolo. No, it is Foscolo he's like the reverse Byron. He goes from Greece all the way to England, and Byron does the opposite. How can you then like study like them if you don't look at the rest of Europe? Because everybody travels and circulates. It's a degree that really spoke to me as a person because it's something that like, it's my tastes and the way my world, it like complements my tastes, my worldview, and the fact that English Lit, the idea of studying that was incredibly claustrophobic, I think, because just incredibly, I didn't want to have to be forced to study Shakespeare. I don't mind going to see Shakespeare, but I didn't want to be forced to study it. I mean, Chaucer was fine, but I don't want to have to do a degree where I'm like, mate. Basically, everything that I studied, I liked it, but not enough to ever commit myself to an entire degree. I'm looking over here because Mum stood there. It was never enough to commit me to an entire degree. And when some of my friends who do English Lit talk about it, I'm like, that sounds nice, but thank God I'm not doing it. I just think it would have been quite miserable, really. Genuinely. Are you telling me to tone it down or to just speak more quietly? People need passion, Mum. This is just one of these things that I'm very passionate about. I'm like, yeah, I'm very, very, very happy that I chose this degree. And I'm quite terrified. It's reading week at the moment. I don't know what I'm gonna do in 6 weeks when I no longer, I'm not alone. Oh my God, I'm almost finishing my degree. And I'm sad, I'm happy that I did it, but I'm sad that it's ending. And part of me is like, I could do this forever. But the other part of me is like, that would be a terrible idea. So essentially I played the numbers a bit with choosing Comp Lit. I was quite lucky, I guess, that I knew it was something, because it wasn't as popular, that it was just not going to be something that as many people applied for, and I was correct. I'm almost done, Mum. You can make your own, if you wait 5 minutes, you can make your own espresso then. You know, maybe you're not just addicted to sugar, maybe it's coffee too. But I guess I was quite lucky because Comp Lit is something that I really enjoy. It lets me use my language skills. If you're somebody who likes languages and you like literature, it's something that will let you use those skills. Also, most people on my course, for like a couple actual English people, there is an incredibly diverse, mixed group, and I love it. Apart from the fact that there's a distinct lack of men, I mean guys, but also like, there are literally no straight guys on our course, I think. There's no straight white boys. I don't think there's a single one, and that's, maybe you guys would like to know that, there's basically none, and I just find that's a bit, I was not expecting it to be such a gendered subject, but I really enjoyed it. It is such a diverse mix, because obviously it gives people a chance to study their own literature, which if you just study English, studied so much, it's been so great. So yeah, it's a combination of like choosing what I wanted to do, what I really enjoyed, well, what I thought I would enjoy, because obviously you've never really studied it before, so how would you know? But it's just picked what I was reading anyway. I guess it helps because it gave, I don't know, with a more open-minded mindset of the world. You can tell I do a literature degree because I word things so spectacularly well. I feel like that's all you really need to choose a degree, is to kind of go for what you know you love and what you're good at. Because if you go for something you know you're good at but you don't love it, how can you ever see yourself being that committed? And yeah, okay, maybe you might love something, but if you're not very good at it, like, there's going to be a vicious cycle either way, isn't it? Like, but if you have something that you like and you're good at, you basically always motivate yourself, because you're like, oh, I love this, and then you commit yourself more and you do really well, and because you've done really well, you can commit yourself even more. It's that nice. But then when you do craply, it's like heartbreaking, but then, you know, you just, as I've done many times, pull yourself back together and get on with it. All in all, I am very, very happy that I've done this degree. I do wish there was a little bit more of a focus on language, because they let you kind of get away with maybe not studying languages as much as maybe I would have liked. Like a more of enforced kind of language learning would have been good. But it's great, I've been exposed to so many languages. At the moment I'm doing a module that is like Brazil's, it's like Portuguese things. I'm like, I'd never really heard much Portuguese before or seen it, and I'm like, ooh, this is exciting. It exposes you to so much of the world and of language, and it just, if you like languages, but you like literature, I think this is a really good degree. I just really enjoyed it. I'm very biased, obviously. Do you think it was the right decision for me?
I think so, yeah. You enjoyed it, so it was the right decision.
Hopefully I'll do well too. That would be great. But if you guys are like freaking out about, you know, choosing UCAS and choosing your degree, just remember to just, you know, it's the standard thing, isn't it? Be true to yourself. But also, you know, if you want to and you're worried, you can start look at statistics and you can play the numbers a little bit to your advantage. That's not a negative thing to include that and sort of hedge your bets a bit. We're not putting no moral discourse on that. If you want to, just do it. You know, you do you. But yeah, I'll go keep this video short because I don't have time. And Mum wants coffee. I can do a Q&A for you lot in a formal capacity if you want that, or I can do just answer some of your questions. But let me know if you would like a proper Q&A on my degree and my university experience, because Oaf and I have agreed that the moment we actually stop being taught at uni, we will start telling you like everything that you want us to know. Right, Mum's closing this video for me. So like, subscribe and all that jazz. I will link some more university videos for you down below. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped put a little few things into context. I'm not sure. Helped some anxieties. But yeah, like, subscribe and all that jazz. And I'll see you guys soon. I will make more videos on my degree when it's over. It's easy to do things in retrospect. Yeah, bye guys. How many continents are there? 7. Mum, sat on some plates. How many continents are there?